Hello friends. In this video I'm going to recount a short story to you which was written by a famous author. You may have heard the story before, but if you have, forgive me. If you haven't, I hope you enjoy it, because obviously, like everything else I record for you is true to life and helpful. And I'm paraphrasing and I'm shortening the story, but I'll make sure you get the full message. A man and his horse and his dog were walking in the hot sun at a place that was not familiar to them. And as they continued to walk in the heat, they were suddenly hit by a sudden thunder, electric thunder, and they were immediately, all three of them immediately died. Well, as it takes some time for death to be realized by the ones affected, they didn't even realize that they were dead. So they continued to walk in this heat, covered in sweat and very much thirsty, all three of them. After a little walk, they see this beautiful marble gates and a beautiful garden with trees and an obvious flowing fountain and a man guarding the gate. So they approach the man and they say, where is this beautiful place? The man says, this is heaven. He says, well, we're very thirsty, all three of us. Is it possible that, we come and drink some of the water coming from that fountain? The man says, you're welcome, but sorry to say that the animals are not allowed. So the man is very disappointed. He's very thirsty, but he knows that the animals are also thirsty. So he's disappointed and he continues walking. As he continues walking, very much in thirst and out of energy and covered in sweat and breathing heavily, they reach after a while. They reach a place where there is a farm with a very worn wooden doors and a gravel road leading to a place that looks like big rocks. And there's a man there lying under near the door, under the tree, with the hat covering his face. And they say, hello. And the man, who looks like he was sleeping, he nods his head, in response. And the man repeats the same story again. Sorry to bother you, but we're coming from a long walk and we are not familiar with here. We are very, very thirsty, all three of us. And we would be very grateful if you let us drink some of that, water. The man guarding the place says, yes, walk where the big rocks are, and there is a spring there, and drink as much water as you want. Go right in, all three of you. They go in and drink, quench their thirst, and the animals as well. And they come back again to the gate, and they ask the man, may I ask what is the name of this place? The man says, this is heaven. Well, the other man, surprised, he mentioned, no, there is another place down the road in quite a bit of a distance where is heaven. People should not be confused by, giving them wrong information. He says, that's not heaven. The first place you saw is hell. Then he says, well, then the people should be informed, because they don't want to, think that it's heaven when it's not. He says, no, it is the way it should be. Because people who go in there and abandoning their best friends, they belong in hell. The moral of the story is, as you can imagine, you can come to your own conclusion, but the moral of the story is that the ones who have a kind heart, caring heart, those who know the value of good friends, belong in heaven. And those who don't, those who abandon their friends, and think only of themselves, well, we know where they belong. A short and sweet story by a famous Brazilian author, Paulo Coelho. Again, I have paraphrased everything. I've made it much shorter, but I've given you the gist of the story, which I hope you enjoy. I'm recording this on this Sunday morning, the 2nd of July, and I wish you all very well.